The structure rather than is a comparative phrase used to illustrate a preference for one thing over another. Let's look at the first example. He uses a bicycle rather than a car to commute to work. He uses a bicycle to commute to work. This is a statement. It indicates what he usually uses to commute to work. Rather than is like a turning point. It shows the difference between what he does and what he doesn't do. It starts the comparison by showing the other choice that the person doesn't pick. The whole sentence shows that the person intentionally picks something they like better. He decides to ride a bicycle to work instead of driving a car, which is what most people do. This phrase is good for showing choices and differences, especially when someone picks something unusual or not common. They decided to save money rather than spend it on a luxury vacation. They decided to save money. This part of the sentence describes the first option or action they chose. It tells us what they are planning to do with their money. Rather than. This phrase acts as a connector that introduces a contrast or an alternative to the first action. It sets up a comparison by showing there is another possibility they considered, but ultimately did not choose. The whole sentence highlights the decision-making process, indicating that they weighed two options and decided that saving money was the preferred choice over spending it on a vacation. Let's pay attention to the structure. They decided to save money rather than spending it on a luxury vacation. In this sentence, save is in the infinitive form, while spending is ing form. This mix of forms, infinitive and ing form, is not traditionally considered the best practice in terms of parallel structure, but it's commonly used and understood in everyday English. They decided to save money rather than spend it on a luxury vacation. This sentence uses parallel structure with both save and spend in the infinitive form. This is typically preferred in formal writing and is considered stylistically more consistent. She enjoys exploring the outdoors rather than staying cooped up indoors. She enjoys exploring the outdoors. This part of the sentence describes what she prefers to do. It is her favorite activity, indicating a positive feeling towards being outside. Rather than, in this sentence, effectively highlights her preference for outdoor activities over indoor ones. Since exploring is an ing form, the verb in the second part of the sentence should also be in the same form, staying. Now let's move on to the examples which can be used in your essay. Many people prefer working remotely rather than commuting to an office daily, highlighting the shift towards more flexible work environments. Students should focus on understanding concepts rather than memorizing facts, as this leads to better long-term knowledge retention. Governments should invest in renewable energy sources rather than rely on fossil fuels to combat climate change. Society should promote healthy eating and exercise rather than depending on medical interventions for health issues. Individuals should prioritize experiences like travel and learning rather than the accumulation of material possessions. We should focus on preserving natural habitats rather than developing more urban areas to maintain biodiversity. That's all for now. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel.